we've been talking all day long about Bull Durham because was it 32 years ago today?
1988.
Wow, first hit of theater. One of the greatest movies of all time, period. And I'm not just saying that because he's on the phone line. He's kind enough to call in, and he's one of the favorite people that my wife and I have met here in Los Angeles. But he's the director of Bull Durham and other great films. He is none other than Ron Shelton. How are you, Ron?
Well, I'm glad you called, Rich, because I can stop watching the Nebraska State Cornhole Championship for the fourth time.
How does it turn out, Ron? I don't mind it being spoiled. How does it turn out?
The fat guy beats the other fat guy.
Those guys are really good at cornhole.
Yeah. I guess happy anniversary, Ron. 32 years ago today.
I didn't know. It's pretty frightening that it was that long. You know, we were just trying to. I had no idea that the movie would be received the way it has been, and you know, it was my first movie as a director. You just hope somebody goes to the theater so you can get another job, and so it really was a glorious shock how well it played.
Yeah, when did you first realize it was going to you had a hit on your hands, Ron?
Well, the reviews were great, and you never quite know. It didn't test all that well, which is strange because audiences laughed and cheered, and then wrote on the cards 47 ways I could make it better. So we weren't sure, but it did great out of the box, and it just kind of chugged along all summer. So after the second weekend, when people kept going, it didn't go down. We thought we were in good shape.
Did everyone you want to be cast in the roles get the gigs, or is there somebody that you wanted that didn't make it, or vice versa?
No, we got everybody. It was a long process. I had Kevin because I showed him the script, and he was on board. And every woman, 40, did a great audition for Annie. It was amazing. And then when Susan got the part and was, we couldn't imagine anybody else. But the Nuke LaLoosh part was hard to cast, to be honest, because a lot of guys look like young versions of Kevin, and you couldn't have young Kevin and older Kevin, so we had to find somebody who was completely different and lovable and goofy. And and Tim had never been in a movie. He'd actually been in Howard the Duck, but he didn't tell us. Remember, that was the biggest flop of all time. So he told us he'd never been in a show, but he'd been in one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, we had Tom Verducci on before, Ron. The baseball reporter overheard us talking about this. He said the current Braves manager lent his his catcher's mitt for Kevin in this film. Is that a true story? I never heard that one before. Snitker? Yeah.
Ron Snitker, yeah. Snitker, there was a bunch of guys. Grady Little was the manager of the actual Durham Bulls, and we came in to shoot right after the season was over. And he was just a guy like Crash Davis at the end of our movie, grinding it out. And so I met him, and I said, can you find some minor league ball players and college ball players who are needing a couple of months' work and run the baseball? And so Grady Little ran the baseball for us long before he became the manager of the Dodgers and the Red Sox. And Snitker somehow was around, and maybe in the minor leagues, because that was a Braves organization, Durham in those days. And somehow we got his glove. I mean, I've stayed in touch with Snit over the years, and so it's in this case, he's not lying.
Oh my gosh! Oh wow! So, what would you consider the best baseball movie of all time, Ron?
You mean Not Counting Mine? You know what I love is I'm pretty tough on baseball movies. I love the original Bad News Bears, to be honest.
Yes.
And then later I coached Little League and discovered to be really way too much like Walter Matthau.
Were you having a tumbler or two in the dugout? Is that what you're saying, Ron?
Oh, the league put an ankle bracelet around me. I was like Earl Weaver, and they told me I couldn't come out of the dugout.
I love it. Oh, my gosh.
So I finally retired when my son got old enough I could free him from the tyranny of a father.
But you love Bad News Bears. Anything else? Because the other ones that we chose.
Baseball movies are hard. I mean, I think there's good things about a lot of them. The sports movies I like are are kind of been around for a while. The Hustler is one of my top movies. The pool movie, if that's a sports movie.
Okay.
There's a great boxing movie that very few people have seen called Fat City. It introduced a guy named Jeff Bridges, and it's kind of the lower rungs of boxing. I recommend it to anybody if you can find it on Netflix.
Okay.
Fat City. This Sporting Life is a English rugby movie with Richard Harris that just kills me every time.
You're going deep here, Ron. That's deep. Okay.
That's going deep. It's hard for me to watch sports movies because I'm hypercritical.
I bet. I bet you are. Well, Hoosiers is up there for me.
Yep,
I love that. We had David Onspa the other day talking about Hoosiers and Rudy and what's real and what's not, and I guess that's what makes a great sports movie. What you're describing, certainly with Bull Durham, is to what's real, and it just feels so real when you watch this. It's like you're watching behind the scenes, just as in a comedy and a love story form. It stands the test of time.
I've said before, Rich, I can't. A filmmaker can't compete with television, and he's a fool to try because sports on television is just off the charts, and it's 17 cameras and replay from 17 angles, and you can't do that. But what I can do is I can put my one camera all the places those 17 cameras can't go, and that's all I try to do. Go on the bus trips, go to the home, go to the locker, go to the shower, go in the apartment with the guy and the girl, or doing whatever they're doing, and get in the manager's office, and that's. I can go where TV can't, and that's where I live.
All right, last one for you, Ron. If you could make a sequel for any of your sports movies, which one would you endeavor? Which one would you do it for?
I'm trying to make a movie about a former Major League Baseball star who tries to make it on the golf tour. The way that guys like Mike Schmidt and Bench and a lot of guys do, Schmaltz. And it would sort of be the end of the Bull Durham 10-Cup trilogy. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Are you? You're not joking. This is what you're trying to do right now. I can tell when you're serious.
Yeah, Kevin Costner wants to do it. We're, putting it together. It takes a little while because
sure,
it just does because it's not a Marvel comic book.
Well, I love you, Ron. You are the best. Thanks for the call. I would see that, by the way. All of us we all sat straight up in our chairs. Everyone
Sign me up.
Yeah, we would do it.
All right, and hi to your beautiful bride.
Right back at you. Thank you. That's the great Ron
Bye-bye.
Shelton. You bet. Oh my gosh. Right?
Amazing.
In. Costner, Shelton together. Let's do it. We'll go in the tower. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.